Anselm's Monologium on the Being of God. Chapter 48. How the Son is the intelligence or wisdom of memory, or the memory of the Father and of memory. But what is to be our notion of memory? Is the Son to be regarded as the memory, as the intelligence conceiving of memory, or as the memory of the Father, or as the memory of memory? Indeed, since it cannot be denied that the Supreme Wisdom remembers itself, nothing can be more consistent than to regard the Father as memory, just as the Son is the Word, because the Word is apparently born of memory, a fact that is more clearly seen in the case of the human mind. For, since the human mind is not always thinking of itself, though it ever remembers itself, it is clear that when it thinks of itself, the word corresponding to its born of memory. Hence, it appears that if it always thought of itself, its word would be always born of memory. For to think of an object of which we have remembrance, this is to express it mentally, while the word corresponding to this object is the thought itself, formed after the likeness of that object for memory. Hence, it may be clearly apprehended in the Supreme Wisdom, which always thinks of itself, just as it remembers itself, that of the eternal remembrance of it, its co-eternal Word is born. Therefore, as the Word is properly conceived of as the child, the memory most appropriately takes the name of parent. If then the child which is born the Supreme Spirit alone is the child of his memory, there can be no more logical conclusion than that his memory is himself. For not in respect of the fact that he remembers himself does he exist in his own memory, like ideas that exist in the human memory without being the memory itself, but he so remembers himself that he is his own memory. It therefore follows that, just as the Son is the intelligence or wisdom of the Father, so he is that the so he is that of the memory of the Father. But regarding whatever the Son has wisdom or understanding, this he likewise remembers. The Son is, therefore, the memory of the Father, and the memory of memory, that is, the memory that remembers the Father, who is memory, just as he is the wisdom of the Father, and the wisdom of wisdom, that is, the wisdom wise regarding the wisdom of the Father, and the Son is indeed memory, born of memory, as he is wisdom, born of wisdom, while the Father is memory, and wisdom, born of none.